Welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to tonight's Everton 24/7 news roundup. I'm a bit late tonight, and not without good reason. And that reason is the wait is over. Andre Gomes is a permanent Everton player. The confirmation was announced about half an hour ago, and Andre has signed a 5-year deal for £22 million. Good business? Of course it's good business. He's a belter. But we shouldn't be surprised about this. Andre was really keen to come back. He seemed to make that pretty clear, and it's even more obvious how he's adored by our fans. Andre Gomes is aware of that. I'm pretty sure of that, because in his official club interview today, he said, "I just wanted to feel part of something special, and I found it here. It was good for me in that moment, and right now, after signing for Everton, it's even better." Great news, fantastic stuff. Now, our fan base can be a little bit divided at the best of times. Even the biggest signings often have their detractors. But be it for his playing ability, his likeable character, his connection with the fan base, and also the fact that we got him for a very good price, you have to ask the question, is this one of the most universally popular Everton signings of the past decade? Let us know what you think about that. But there you have it. The one we were all waiting for has finally come to fruition. Andre Gomes has signed for Everton on a permanent basis. Great news. And if our rumour mill is anything to go by today, the good news could be set to keep on coming. I certainly wouldn't be disappointed if we were to end up with this signing, and that is rumoured to be Frank Kessie. According to our friends Calcio Mercato, they're back again. Everton looks set to go up against Tottenham and Arsenal for the Ivorian central midfielder. AC Milan appear willing to sell him this summer, and it would take around €35 million to get him. Like I said, I would be thrilled if we got Kessie. I think he fits the mould of your perfect modern central midfielder. He's aggressive, hard-working, tough tackling, a real presence in the middle, and I think, despite all that, he will only likely sign as a replacement for Idrissa Gueye should he leave. And I don't want Ghana to leave, but he could well be an upgrade on Ghana, given that he's still only 22, and he's a much more physically imposing player for us to pair in the middle with Andre Gomes in our midfield. Now, we've been asking for your opinions on this rumour on our Twitter, and most of you seem to be as keen on Kessie as I am, with 68% of you giving the nod of approval to this sign, and that you said that you would have Frank Kessie at Everton. Whether he does end up indeed an Everton player, it remains to be seen, and this is a fairly new rumour as far as this window goes, so I'll be sure to be keeping a close eye on this one, that's for sure. Moving on now, though, and Alan Saint-Maximin was linked to Everton in fits and starts over the last couple of weeks, and now Get France Football News say that Newcastle looks set to sign the Nice winger. Newcastle haven't named a replacement yet for Rafa Benitez, so I'm not sure how they've come to this conclusion. He's a very promising player at 22, but despite how good he is, I can't see us going for another right-footed winger with Richarlison and Bernard and Walcott and Etal still on the books. I equally can't see him ending up as a Newcastle player, at least until they've sorted out the mess that they're currently in. And believe me, if you've seen the reaction of many a Geordie in the past couple of days, there is a lot of a mess to clean up. Now, we might be well stockpiled already on right-footed wingers, but it appears Marco Silva wouldn't mind a left-footed winger coming in, and we have been linked to yet another one today. That is Burnley prodigy Dwight McNeil. He done very well during the run-in at the end of last season for Burnley. And now the Burnley Express believe that Everton, along with Manchester City, Arsenal, and again Newcastle, they're all in the race to sign him. It may not be as costly a signing, you'd imagine, as the likes of maybe a Traore or a David Neres. But I can't see us going for this lad, mainly because he's only played a year of Premier League football. I still think he needs to prove himself for another year before he leaves Burnley, and even then I'm still not too sure about him. There's plenty of promise, but given where we're trying to reach in terms of our ambitions, I think we need to look at more ambitious options before settling for someone like him at this stage. Seemingly left-footed wingers are all over the place, and there's plenty on the move as far as Everton are concerned, if the rumour mill would have you believe. Our own under-23 star, Josh Bowler, was linked with a move to Hull City. Now, this is a little rumour that I'm quite intrigued by, because he could potentially move to replace Jarrod Bowen, who has, of course, been heavily linked with a move to Everton. perhaps we could end up settling for a part exchange for both players who, from what I've seen of them both, are very similar in their playing style and stature. They even share the same initials. Whether or not there's any point in that kind of deal, I'm not too sure. I'm sure many of us are very keen to see what Josh Bowler could do in our first team, given he was one of the star players in that under-23 title win last year. But at this stage, perhaps a loan to Hull may be the best course of action if they are interested. Whether Bowen ends up coming here, I'm not too sure. But a loan for Bowler may be the best move, so we'll see what happens there. Well, that is that for transfer rumours, on top of the Gomes news, of course. But one last bit of news for you. Everton have also today confirmed the whereabouts at last of our mystery European pre-season tournament. Hurrah! We will be taking part in the Opel Cup in Mainz in Germany, where we will take on both Mainz 05 and Sevilla. That adds to the already confirmed pre-season schedule, which involves another trip to Africa to play the Kariobangi Sharks in the Sport Pesa Cup, as well as games against Sion, Monaco, Wigan Athletic and Werder Bremen. So we finally got our pre-season ready to go, and of course it's only a week now until the lads are back in training ahead of that pre-season, so the anticipation continues to grow. And hopefully we can start getting excited now Gomes is in the door. We can get excited about some more new signings coming through that door pretty soon. So be sure to tune in to tomorrow's Everton 24/7 and see what tomorrow's newsreel brings us. Until then, don't forget to drop us a comment and let us know your opinions. And thanks again for watching the Toffee Blues. He's a belter.